Hey, what's going on, family? Back with another one. So tonight I want to touch on, a topic that I was gonna bring to you guys yesterday, but you know, I was feeling away yesterday. I was like pretty much upset yesterday, so I said, "Yo, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait and then bring it to you guys at a later date, which is now, after I calm down and really think everything through. Because my first initial idea was to go down to this organization that I was a part of and pretty much seek answers on why I wasn't getting any response to my phone calls. I would call back to back, leave messages. Then on top of that, when I send emails, I'm getting no response as to my emails also. But that's why I said let me calm down, because I learned over the years to not move off emotions. You know what I mean? And like my initial idea, like I said, was to go seek answers and to pretty much expose the behavior of this organization. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not here for that. I'm really not here for that. And when I went down there, I got no answers, which I kind of figured I wasn't. Um, and like those just follow me on my channel, like I'm gonna be real transparent with you guys so y'all can know who I am. Because what I'm noticing now is like I told y'all earlier, yes, I'm an artist. I do music. I do all this other stuff. But what I'm seeing now is that people really want to see the personality of a person. You know what I mean? And then everything else I feel like will fall into place, like whatever you do as far as your talents. But right now, like people want to see who you are as a person. So that's why I can do that. I can give y'all who I am. And, one thing about me, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And I'm going to keep it 100 with anybody. And I feel like I keep it 100 so much that it does get me into trouble sometimes, you know what I mean, with people that don't like truth, or try to just keep things on a surface level, and you know what I mean, just keep things cool. And yeah, I like ruffling feathers like whenever it's needed, you know what I mean. And with that being said, like I said, the organization that I was a part of was an organization that I joined once I got released from prison years back, so, you know, pretty much I got with these people. I did what I had to do in the program, and I graduated to what they call the alumni. You know what I mean? So basically, even though I personally haven't been to college, I've been on college campuses since the age of 14, because I always carry myself older, even at a young age. Like, growing up in the Bronx, like you got to grow up quick. So when I moved into Florida, I met friends out there that was in college. You know what I mean? So I would go to UNF, University of North Florida in Jacksonville. I would be on that campus, you know what I mean, at the age of 14, in the dorms, pretty much seeing the behind the scenes, like when the kids leave school and they just chilling in their dorm, whatever, partying, smoking, drinking, and just really getting the real behind the scenes conversations and, what's going on. So being in these type of environments, I know what the alumni means, in those environments. It means like, okay, you graduated, but you still connected to whatever school you graduated from. So you might come through certain events, the alumni come through and still be involved, you know what I mean? So pretty much with this alumni, they put me an alumni. I helped out with certain things as far as, they was teaching me how to be a part of bills, and how bills are, the process on how that goes, on how bills get passed and stuff. Like, I was learning stuff like that. So, and they would send me emails and things like that. And so this certain organization, they did an interview with me. All I put it on the website, and everything was going good. I was talking to the media team and stuff like that. But when it went left is when they was like, "Yo, we want you to sign a contract or whatever," basically saying that they could use my whatever I do, I guess in the future, whatever. Like how we did the interview and they posted it on their website, that they can use it, I guess, in other countries or anywhere they want, basically. And so I had my legal team read over it or whatever, and they basically was like, it doesn't seem good to sign that. I didn't sign it, but things were still cool. I was still in contact with them and everything like that. So then they actually offered me a job also, you know what I mean? And at that time that they offered me the job, I was already on my way moving out of the state. This is when I was moving to Florida. You know what I mean? So I had to decline it because I already, I was already in motion, moving, whatever. And then that's when I noticed like the communication was cut and stuff like that. And because I look on the website and I see that they offering things that I qualify from being an alumni, but when I reach out to try to get the knowledge and the literature and the training that they offering, like I said, I'm getting no response. I'm getting, when I went down there yesterday, the young lady at the front desk automatically just told me like, "Oh, well, once you out of the program, you out of the program." And I'm like, but that's not what they said. I'm a part of the alumni, you know what I mean? So I'm getting miscommunication. And then she also say, "Well, we don't have no benefits." And I'm like, yo, like, I'm not, because they do give you like money and stuff like that. And they, like I said, when you get out, they help you get on your feet. So I guess they think a lot of people just depend on the money that they give, which it really isn't much. You know what I mean? But it does help when you just getting out. You know what I mean? But to somebody that's been out and probably got a regular job, it's not like, it's really nothing. You know what I mean? So, to think that I'm coming for benefits, I'm good. I don't want no benefit. I just want what I'm entitled to. You know what I mean? Like, I've been home successfully, and to me it's a success story because this is actually the longest I've been out and just been doing right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wouldn't you want this story? You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't this what y'all are about? You know what I mean? Success stories. And are y'all really that? Now I'm questioning, like, do y'all really care if people do good or not? Or if it's just, I don't know what it, I really don't know. You know what I mean? Honestly. So, but after I left there, I went to see about another situation that's not related to that. But as I was handling that situation, I talked to an individual advocate yesterday, and the reason what changed my mind about me trying to expose these people or whatever and putting it on blast, I had everything on camera and everything ready to go. Ready to put them on blast. I taped when I went there, I taped, everything basically. But what made me not do it is when I went to my next location to handle another situation. Pretty much, I went to handle another situation. I talked to the advocate, and as we was talking about a situation, a whole nother situation, he said something saying basically like, "Look, you're not there anymore. Leave that in the past." Not even talking about the situation I'm just talking about. It was just a whole nother, but just those words hit me to the point where I'm like, yo, you know what? I need to apply that to this situation too. With the alumni situation, me being that, you know what? That was part of my chapter in the past. It helped me out. It helped me. I learned what I learned, and I just said, yo, you know what? That's in the past too. So instead of me trying to be connected to something that clearly doesn't want my success story, doesn't want to be connected with me, it's time to move on. So that's why I'm like glad I kind of just took a night to relax and just let everything calm down and think about everything before, going forward to how I was going to handle it. You know what I mean? So, and that's why, I want to bring that to the audience and those that's watching out there, that sometimes you have to just let things go. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just like, I'm from where I'm from. I'm from the street. Even though, like I said, I was in those environments, but what got me in those environments is me being in the street, just looking and trying to find a way. You know what I mean? That's why me personally, like, I know that there's a lot of people out there that say fuck the street and all that. But honestly, I can't never say that, you know what I mean? Because the streets taught me everything, literally everything that I know. Like, at the end of the day, I'm considered an unlearned man. You know what I mean? Because I read the word, I read the word, and in the word, like, what I would be labeled as is an unlearned man, basically, because I don't have the best education, you know what I mean, or any of that. So I had to learn things that I learned in the street, you know what I mean? And pretty much what the street taught me, one of the main things was to, stand on your own too. It taught me how to be my own boss. Yeah, even though like this activity that I was doing was illegal, but the streets teach you, like, yo, you gotta get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you gotta get to it. You know what I mean? And stand on your own too, man up. So that's what it taught me. That's why it was difficult at times for me to hold a job and everything like that, because like, once you used to making your own money and setting your own schedule, it's kind of hard to get into that routine of going to work and doing that type of routine. You know what I mean? But I'm not knocking that. And I actually prefer anybody out there that's in the street to go get a job until you can be your own boss the legal way. You know what I mean? And that's what I learned. But I can never say, fuck the street, because, like I said, it taught me everything. And what I can say is fuck the violence, the unnecessary violence that comes with the street. Like, people harming each other for no reason, just because they angry about maybe something that's going on in their household. You know what I mean? So they just waiting to take it out on somebody, and we wind up hurting each other. Yeah, I could say fuck that. But as far as, like, certain tactics that you learn from the street, survival skills and all that, like, I could never knock that. You know what I mean? But so, because, like I said, it taught me how to be my own boss, and it gave me that drive to now be my own boss legally, which is harder. And that's why I encourage people to do it. Yeah, the streets, I could say it's like the easy way, because you getting stuff and product that pretty much sells itself. You know what I mean? So you don't really have to do much or put much thought into it. You just gotta have the right plug that got fire, and you on. But when you're doing it the legal way, yeah, it requires you really locking in, thinking, strategizing, and just keeping that drive. You know what I mean? Because when me growing up, I could honestly say that that's the only time I seen people, you know, being an entrepreneur was street activity. You know what I mean? So I wanna, and then, you know, growing like seeing like certain family members and friends pretty much work till they retire or either work until they die. Um, I never really seen anybody that I know, you know what I mean, close family friends pretty much start their own business to where they could kind of pass the information down to the next generation to build a family up. Like, I never seen that. You know, everybody that I see either work till they retire and then fell back, or they even still working to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are the elders that I look up to, or you know, that I'm under. You know what I mean? So I said, yo, you know what? I want to be the one to break that generational curse, because I got nephews and nieces younger than me, but I want to show them that, you know, you can be your own boss. Like, you can. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look around our neighborhood, you always see other people other than people that look like me, you know, getting money in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see a Chinese person in the neighborhood that probably been there for years, and out of the bread that they got, they probably sent their kids through college, then they kids through college, then they kids through and so on, just off of posting up in the hood and starting a business. And I'm not knocking that, for the simple fact they did what it took to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but my whole thing is I'm doing what I have to do now, and that's what I'm doing as far as like starting this up, investing in this media and all of that, because this is what I love doing. So, you know, and I know that I can pass the information that I have down to the younger generation under me. You know, I could just give what I learned, like I said, because I am unlearned, but I'm not dumb. You know what I'm saying? I can learn. It's just I didn't have the trust fund that maybe other people had. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that opportunity in the public schools here in the Bronx, and it's not the best. So I had to learn how I learned. You know what I'm saying? So the things that I learned through experience, and they say experience is the best teacher. The people that I learned from, my mentors now that I want to shout out, I actually found them being in the street. And that's, you know, that's my brother Luke, that I did time with in Florida, you know, and he taught me a whole lot during that time. You know, he's very, very intellectual, and I'm going to actually put a clip in right now in this video of a message that he sent me yesterday. Well, wait, let me see. Oh yeah, it's 12:42 a.m. So yeah, yesterday he sent me a video of him, you know, in Europe, and you know, I'm gonna throw a little clip in there right now.
Yo, you know what it is, man. I think it's like 10:30 a.m. right now. So I just saw that message. Actually, I saw that message right before I came outside here. But yeah, broski, I'm in Europe right now, man. And hold on. First off, you know it's always good to hear the guys. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost. But yeah, as far as where I'm at, I'm in Malta, man. The beautiful country of Malta in southeastern Europe. I mean, hold on. Let's see. Can we capture that? I see Dardel is somewhere in the background there. Where is it? Oh shoot, there it is. I don't even know if you can see it. Maybe on this. Oh, there it goes. Every day I just walk until I get lost, man. But yeah, I'm in the country of Malta, which is southeastern Europe, bordering the Mediterranean. Some people even call it the gates to Europe from Africa, because it's right above North Africa. And yeah, this country Malta is it was the most bombed country in World War II, because the Britain occupied here, and at the time the Britain occupied here before their independence, and you know, since the Britain was ops to them, you know, since they was allies to the U.S. and they was all concentrated, a lot of them was concentrated here. It was an easy target, so it was the most bombed country in World War II. Yeah, the island of the country of Malta.
I went to meet him in Colombia last year. I went to meet him in Colombia, and as we met for the first time in years, first time ever meeting, being out, we linked. I could throw a little footage of that when we linked up, and he invited me to his home where he was staying at.
I just sent that video to Tizo right now. Like, there's no sign, dog. I cut it off right there.
Yo, here we are. Like I told you, I'm here with my brother. You know, we doing breakfast right now in Medellin. It's been a long time coming, so this is the best experience right now, you know what I'm saying, that I had traveling ever in my life. To be welcomed by my brother that I ain't seen in a long time. And as I told you, I was leaving Hotel Latino last minute, spare the moment, and this is where he invited me to. Um, and at the time, we ran into somebody from DC named Norman. And basically, you know, chilling, Norman comes up to us, asks, "Hey, do you speak English?" No, he said, "Hey, I hear y'all speaking English. Are y'all from the States?" So we like, "Yeah." So from there, he said, "Yo, I'm here for like 7 more days. You know, if you don't mind, can we link? I'm solo." So from there, we linked up, kind of find out Norman do film. He come from a film family.
Yo, gentlemen, what's going on, man? Hey. Now, Kish, tell me about what we see on your shirt right there. What's the stoplight? Why is there a stoplight in your design?
It's basically and ever since then we've been locked in. But like I said, we met dude in the street. You know what I mean? So that's why I said I can never knock the street, because it is good things that come from it. And you know, I thought, and then you know, Norman just pretty much reached out to us too in the video, and I throw that in there just so I could introduce y'all to my mentor.
Yo, we definitely need to hop on a group call soon, catch up. I haven't watched your video yet, Kish, but I'm going to. But man, I ain't going front, man. It's good to hear you guys' voice again.
That's helping me and guiding me. Cause I did say in the last video that I'm by myself, but I'm not by myself. And pretty much, if anybody read the Alchemist book, it's pretty much where they say whenever you want to do something, the book pretty much talks about like whenever you want to do something so bad that how everything will come together and kind of help you achieve that. And like I said, the book is called The Alchemist, which is a good book, which I like, you know, that book. That's how I feel like in at times things are playing out for me. I just gotta make sure that I am taking advantage of every opportunity, every positive opportunity, every positive individual that comes in my life. and don't take it for granted. Um, so like I said, I missed a couple things last time, so I wrote down some notes this time. So basically, I want to touch on. I'm just getting back from Queens, and I was with DP out there, and I helped him with the edit. As my dad is his truth, and I'm just honored to help him bring it out. That should be dropping today, so I'm gonna be linking that somewhere so y'all can find that. But yeah, you definitely want to tune into that. It's a like I said, there's a lot being said in that. Another thing I would like to touch on is that I want to stay consistent. I told myself I want to drop at least a video a day. Um, but like I said yesterday, I didn't want to drop being emotional because that's not what this is about or what I'm about. And when I say this, I mean me bringing certain energy your way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring negative energy unless it absolutely has to be exposed to help or save someone or something. Yes, I will do it. But as far as personal things that I can get over, like nah, I'm not here for that. So yeah, I want to stay consistent, keep bringing y'all videos, and at the same time, I'm getting better and more comfortable because what I'm hearing online, the more you do it, the more you feel comfortable. So I wanna do that. What I got in store for the future is that I'm working. I met two artists yesterday. I met with two artists yesterday. So we were supposed to get some things done today, but like I said, like I kept telling them, I'm in Queens. Editing this joint, this damn near 2 hour video. So by the time I got back, it was kind of late and everything, and I still had to do this video. You know what I mean? So, but I got two artists that I met with, and we supposed to be doing something. So everything is, on the up and up. You know what I mean? Cause like I said in the last video, I am looking to work with artists that are serious and everything like that. Um, and I'm willing to work with you. I'm work with your budget, everything, because at the end of the day, like I'm investing in this and I put all my own bread into this. So I have to get something back. You know what I mean? That's just a must. And that's why I'm doing these videos because I need this to pay off so I can start getting more equipment, better equipment. Like this desk. Like I want to get a better desk. I want to get better stuff to present to y'all, the audience, to let y'all know that I'm taking it serious. And if you want to, you can donate anything. It could be a penny. I don't care. I'm not greedy. You know what I'm saying? But anything helps because I am doing this as a business. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I love doing it. It's a passion of mine, but it's still a business. You know what I'm saying? And I just want everybody, listening to understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because you could go to any other business, you're not gonna, you could go to McDonald's, Popeye, or whatever. You gonna conduct business. You're not gonna come short changing, these corporations. So look at it like that. This is a business. Oh yeah, another word, uh, some other words that I have for all up and coming artists is don't let your insecurities stop you. Because me, like I said, I felt like, yo, I'm a unlearned man. I'm not the best speaker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the best speaker. I do use slang a lot because I'm a product of where I come from. I'm like, you know what? That can't stop me. This is who I am. And I gotta let the people know, who I am and be real and don't try to fake it or put on a fake voice, speaking voice, or none of that. Like I have to be who I am. Is you like take it or leave it. So I want to tell artists out there, don't let anything stop you from pursuing your dream. Don't let anybody tell you you're not good enough. I'm telling you now, you are good enough, because trust me, if I can do it, anybody out there can do it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. That's why I can't, when people come to me, man, they have to come correct, because I'm like, yo, if I can do it, you can do it. And me, I am naturally shy, and that's why I chose to do it like this, in the comfort of my own home and own studio, whatever like that. So I could just get more and more comfortable with being on camera, having light shine in my face, all of that. You know what I mean? Because the more you do anything, after a while, it's just going to become feeling like, just work, basically. And I'm noticing that, like, the more and more I do it, it's just, like, more, like, seeming more like work, and just, like, it's just flowing better. You get what I mean? So with that being said, like I said, don't let anything, your insecurities, what you think is an insecurity, stop you. Just do what you got to do, get the job done, and let it be known you in the building. You know what I'm saying? Because people will respect that, and people will gravitate to that. I know I will. So with that being said, I'm signing out, and stay tuned for the next one.
You don't know.
Hey yo, EH, sauce it up.
You don't know. You don't know.
Tony, baby.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You niggas done for. I'm on the trap out that bando. 3 now I'm landlord. Everything is formatted. We talking about practice. I rep the 3 like I'm Allen. Talking about practice. I'm on the road to actress. I'm on the road to get active. White Plains Road where I'm sanctioned. Let's go. Top ranking. Let's go. These niggas slacking. Let's go. Everything is formatted. C to the E to the S to the G. Make backing. I be laid back and shit. Back of the whip. Puffin' exotic. Shit. I'm from where grams get weighed at. Your block can get spun like an A-track. I'm a nigga ran off on the plug and never came back. I'm from where money is made at. Now cause it's bloody, don't play that. You niggas bum me, this payback. You didn't want me, can't change that. Now a nigga up, just state facts. You don't know. Glow like Michael. You put on a light show. Jordan, Jackson. Ready for action. Still got the passion for fashion. But it was heads was bashing. Empire. Hottest in the city. You don't even have the accent. 3 not with me. Might just switch the accent. You don't know. You don't know. Wow. You don't know. She look like Megan Thee Stallion. Wow. She had oats in her cabbage. Known to cause damage. I'm fly. And these niggas Paris. They just be talking too much. I'm red like a diamond that's cut. I'm a volcano erupt. Hot lava on fire. You niggas soon expired.